Welcome to today's deep dive, customized just for you. Today we're looking at a pretty unique set of devotional notes and scriptural texts centered around 1 Corinthians chapter 15.
Yeah, and it's a fascinating text, really.
It is. Our mission today is to explore how this ancient concept of resurrection acts as like a catalyst for extreme courage and moral purpose right now in our modern lives.
Right, taking it out of the ancient world and into the present.
Exactly. But I have to say, looking at the overview, the absolute most unexpected part of this source material is that it somehow brings James Bond into a theological reflection.
I know, it sounds totally bizarre.
It really does. So how do these two completely different worlds even collide here?
Well, the connection between 007 and the Apostle Paul actually boils down to the psychology of risk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we revere characters like Bond because they risk their lives entirely in the shadows out of this sheer conviction to save the world.
Right.
And the sources point out that Paul operated with that exact same world-saving conviction. But, his reality was way harsher.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because Bond at least gets the thrill of the mission, right? It gets the Aston Martin, the cool tech, the romance.
Yeah, no spy gadgets for Paul.
Zero gadgets. I mean, the sources say he was unmarried, homeless, constantly pursued by enemies, and ultimately dies a prisoner for preaching the gospel.
It's essentially all the danger with none of the glamour.
Right. So what could possibly motivate Paul to endure such an unglamorous, just miserable life?
It's a fair question. And Paul's extreme endurance is directly explained by the core argument he makes in the 1 Corinthians text we're looking at.
Which is what?
He argues that without the literal resurrection of the dead, every single one of his daily sacrifices is entirely meaningless.
Wow, he really views it as an absolute binary.
He does. He actually says, I die every day. If the dead aren't raised, why face danger every hour?
Wait, I need to pause you there because the text also mentions him fighting beasts at Ephesus and people being baptized on behalf of the dead, which sounds completely wild.
Yeah, it throws a lot of people off. The beasts at Ephesus is likely just a vivid metaphor for the fierce human opponents he faced. People pushing him to the crane of death.
Oh, okay. So not literal lions in an arena.
Right. Probably not. And as for being baptized on behalf of the dead, well, scholars still debate it. But Paul is essentially pointing to a strange custom in Corinth where living people were being baptized for their deceased relatives.
Oh, wait. Really?
Yeah. And he isn't endorsing it at all. He's just using it to highlight a logical contradiction to them.
Oh, I see.
He's basically saying, why are you doing these extreme rituals for the dead if you don't even believe the dead actually rise?
Yeah, that makes no sense. So he's saying without resurrection hope, the only logical lifestyle is, like he says, let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die.
Exactly. Maximize your present pleasure, because death is the absolute end.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. It's exactly like investing your entire life savings into a super risky startup.
Well, that's a great way to look at it.
Right. You'd only endure present poverty if you were absolutely certain of this massive future payout.
And for Paul, the resurrection is that guaranteed payout.
Right. It's absolute reality to him.
Yeah, and because that payout is viewed as absolute reality, it drastically alters how a believer has to behave in the present.
The text actually shifts pretty hard here from theological logic to these urgent moral commands.
It does. He tells him to wake up from your drunken stupor and to stop sinning.
And he throws in that famous line, bad company ruins good morals.
Exactly. The reflection notes challenge the reader to stop living for temporary pleasure and to cast off the fear of death entirely.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? How does successfully casting off the fear of death practically change a person's daily mundane choices?
Well, living merely for comfort becomes the equivalent of sleepwalking.
Right.
Waking up means your daily choices.
Yeah.
Who you spend time with, how you react to hardship, are suddenly driven by this gospel-centered faithfulness.
Because you weren't trying to self-preserve anymore.
Exactly. You don't have to scramble for every ounce of present comfort when your future is completely secure.
So to summarize our deep dive today, the sources reveal that resurrection hope isn't just a cozy comfort for the afterlife.
No, not at all.
It's this highly practical framework that demands spiritual alertness and courage right now.
It completely re-engineers your risk tolerance.
Yeah. So we want to leave you with a final provocative thought to ponder today based on all this.
Little challenge for the week.
Exactly. If you truly lived without any fear of death, What supposedly safe or comfortable choice in your life right now would you immediately abandon to pursue a bolder mission?
That's a heavy question.
It is, because you don't need a tailored suit and a sports car to change the world. You just have to wake up.